All right. Hi, everybody. Hello. I hope you are doing well. It's Mr. Moreau, in case you didn't know. And I hope things are going good. So we are going to dive right into it. Market segmentation and target marketing. I know you guys went over this a bit with Ms. Glorioso last year in IB Business Standard level. So here we are now in the higher level. We're going to review that a bit. And then we're going to put you on a pretty simple, but hopefully fun task. So I am going to share my screen with you. And here we go. Right there. So today's learning goal, explain and demonstrate the function of market segmentation. And when we think of the market, we think of the whole marketplace, thinking of everybody, the whole population. Segmenting would be dividing it up into small segments or small parts. And again, you went over this last year, so that is a little bit of review for you, and then we're going to continue on this. So the big questions that we ask when we're doing segmentation are, who are these people in our population? And what are their needs and wants? And then, of course, how can we match the value proposition that we are offering with our product or service with their needs and wants? So let's take a look at these two guys, huh? They look pretty happy, they look fun, but what are some things about them? So they're elderly guys. They must like nature, they like being outside, and they look happy out there. Kind of looks like a nice day. Looks like they might have, they need a little assistance in their mobility, but overall they have some pretty good energy. So this is a particular market segment, and it doesn't necessarily match you guys in terms of segments, at least not in most things. But anyhow, they are important, and there are certain products and services that should be directed toward them. Now, let's look at this young lady. So what similarities does she have with those two fellas on the bench? Well, they look like they both like the outdoors and nature, so that's a similarity that they have. However, there probably are, as you can imagine, some specific differences. Number one, she likes fishing. Maybe they do, but hers looks to be high adventure, because that is one big fish. And she's young. She is a female, and they are males. So there are differences here, right? You can even say ethnicity is different as well. So there may be cultural differences between them in terms of their wants and needs. So these are the types of things that marketers are looking at in terms of segmenting the population. So the next question, who am I? So these are 5 things about me. Number 1, I am a male. Number 2, I am middle-aged. Number 3, I am a teacher and coach, specifically at a high school level. Number 4, a father and husband. So family is very important to me. And then number 5, I love to travel. And then this picture, it is me on the Black Beach in Iceland. It was about a year ago. And can't wait to be able to get on an airplane and travel. But travel is really important to me, my wife, and my family. Okay, so let's think about you. Who are you? So I want you to think about 5 things, just as I posted about myself. They don't have to be exactly those same demographic traits, but 5 things about you. Go to our Teams chat, and then I want you to post those 5 things about yourself. So think about your demographics. So I'll give you a minute to do that, and then when you are ready to go, join us on the next slide. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So market segmentation is specifically looking at subgroups of consumers with similar characteristics in a given market. And again, we've covered that before, so that should sound pretty familiar to you. Now, let me give you an example from my life. As you know, in my past, I was a fitness trainer amongst 2 other careers. But in my fitness training career, I had a number of segments that I targeted. So the first was athletic performance, and that's really how I started. I wanted to help athletes get better at performing. And they were generally younger people in high school and college. Obviously, they were relatively fit and active. There were specific sports that they were looking into. And so that was a segment that I targeted. Along the way, I got into working with people on body transformations, maybe reducing body fat, increasing muscle. That was usually an older age group, although not always. Then I get into post-rehab, and this started with athletes, but then I started realizing that the physical therapists that I was getting referrals from were also not only working with young athletes, but with older people, maybe who had received injuries or had joint replacements, and once they were done with therapy, they still needed to exercise to continue to improve. That was another segment that I went after as well. And then finally, there were folks with health improvements. I had people all the way from, people with defibrillators and pacemakers installed in their hearts to people who simply wanted to be able to move better or improve, their cholesterol counts, their blood pressure through exercise. So those were all segmentations that I did and targets that I had as well. So how do we segment? Again, we've looked at this last year, but here are some reminders. So demographics, characters of the human population like age, gender, religion, family units, ethnicity, culture, those sort of things. Geographics and location. Now, climate is a big thing here, right? So you might target, snowmobiles to people in Wisconsin, but you would never try to sell that in Florida, right? So areas of the country, the region, the state, or if they're in the city or country, looking at geographic things. Then finally, psychographics. What is going on inside their mind? What are things that they like or don't like? What is their lifestyle or personality? This would include socioeconomic status. So do they have money to spend on things? Do they not have money to spend on things? What are going to be their wants and needs? And also values. I told you already, I value travel. There are some people who don't value that at all. They'd rather just be home or, decorate their yard or set their landscaping up so that they can be home all summer and enjoy where they live, which is great too. So those are all segments. So now, thinking about those, what I want you to do is come up with one more thing about yourself, okay? Go back to the Teams chat that you just posted and hit reply. And I want you to add one more trait, either from the demographic, geographic, or psychographic groupings, and post that as well, okay? And then I will see you at the next slide. All right, so next slide, advantages of segmentation. I'm sure you can think of a couple offhand already, so this is somewhat review from last year, but let's hit that. Please take notes on any of these that you don't have. So number one, it identifies existing gaps and new opportunities. So again, I was focused on training athletes, but there were all these other gaps and opportunities that I could focus on and branched out through. All right. Number two, you can design products and services for a specific segment. So maybe you do a change to your product in order to make it fit a different segment. What I had to do was educate myself on exercises for people with different types of goals for themselves. Number three, it minimizes waste of resources. Do not waste your time in business. Focus on your clients and focus on providing them the goods and services that they value from you. Anything else is a waste of time. Obviously, relationships and communication and all that coincide with it. But please, please, please do not waste your time not doing things that go toward helping your customer. And then finally, diversifying products or services. Spread the risk. So I can tell you in the summertime when things would really drop off working with athletes because they were out being athletes, I still could service other clients, such as those coming out of injuries or those working on body transformation during the summer, because those needs were going on year round. So with segmenting, you can spread the risk. All right. Now we're taking those segments and we're targeting them with certain marketing tools. Okay. And we're going to talk advertising in terms of a marketing tool. So target marketing is the process of marketing to a specific market segment. Now, I'm going to give you 3 ways in which we do this. IB Business puts them in 3 categories. The first I have up on the screen, mass marketing. So you are trying to reach a whole market. Easiest example of that is a billboard. Boom, slap it on a billboard. There's your ad, and you've got thousands of people driving by a day. You're kind of letting everybody know about what you have to offer, okay? And this could be something like a grocery store. You're trying to tell everybody you are there, you exist, and you can meet their needs. Segmented marketing. So you can target several different markets. So the billboard is the mass marketing, hitting everybody. To segment it, and we'll bring it to the digital age, it might be as simple as if somebody likes to travel, maybe you decide to put a banner ad at the top of that website. So if somebody's going to travel.com, you go to travel.com because you're selling services for those who want to travel, and you put a banner ad about your company. So you're targeting a specific segment of the market. Then finally, niche marketing is targeting small segments, maybe a segment within a segment. So with the fitness example, you could actually say that I had a niche or a niche that I was fulfilling, because the vast majority of people, if they're going to work out, they're either going to work out on their own or utilize videos, or they're going to go to a club. Very few of them do in-home fitness training. So when I offered that, there weren't a lot of people who wanted in-home fitness training, but because there weren't a lot of people who provided in-home fitness training, I actually had a niche that I could make some pretty good money at. So those are the three things: mass marketing, segmented marketing, and niche marketing in terms of how we target markets. Okay, so we are getting close to what you have to do. So identify each market segment in print ads. That's what we're going to look at. So I have posted 4 print ads on this video. I want you to pause when you get to each one. Then what I want you to do is think about demographics, geographics, and psychographics, and who are they targeting in these print ads. So based on that customer that you're visualizing, I want you to list 5 traits about those targeted customers. Now, I want you to include at least 1 demographic, 1 geographic, and 1 psychographic, but I want a total of 5 traits. So you are going to list that. So let's take a look at the ads. This is the first one. So when you are ready, after I give you the assignment, come on back and take a look at this ad and come up with 5 traits on the customer that they are targeting. Okay, here's the second ad. Same thing, you're looking for 5 traits of the customer they are targeting. Here is ad number 3. And McDonald's is a master of segmenting. So they don't just target one type of person or people, they target many different groups. And then finally, Nike, who also does a similar job, but this is actually targeting a specific market segment. Okay, so our goal today is for you to understand and demonstrate the function of market segmentation by breaking down the traits that you see that are targeted in print ads. So here is your task if you choose to accept it, and you probably should. Number 1, you're going to examine the 4 print ads. You're going to identify 5 traits of the market segment being targeted in each ad. And again, I need 1 from demographics, 1 from geographic, 1 from psychographic for a total of 5. All right. So then what I want you to do with each one of the traits you've identified, just simply explain in a brief sentence why you identified that trait to be one of the targeted traits. And then for each ad, I want you to list, is the ad successful? So again, with each ad, 5 traits, give me a brief explanation why you chose each trait, and then an additional sentence, is the ad successful in your opinion in targeting that segment? You will turn that in on our Teams page. Just go to assignments. It's listed as market segmentation. You'll click on that. And then on turn in, you can just type it in there, or you can attach a document to turn it in. Okay, so we are at the end, and I'm going to pull you back up in Teams. Hey, here we are. Sorry, you got to look at me again. So that's it. If you could go ahead and do that, identify those 4 print ads in terms of the target marketing that they are doing. Tell me what segments they are hitting, and I hope you find this fun. Hopefully, it's a good time. I think it's a good assignment. Sorry, I am not catching you live and in person. If you have any questions, please email me, hit me up on chat with Teams, or you can even contact me via Teams, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I've also posted under assignments 2 other links. One is a link to a YouTube video that explains in further detail segmenting and target marketing. And there's also a link for the Investopedia webpage, and it has a nice explanation of these marketing efforts as well. All right, that's it. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.